Hello and welcome everyone, it's Vinrock again. I'm going to share a build with everyone. I think it's pretty cool. I've used it a bit and ran it through the ringer. It's not a one down build, sorry. Deathwish and below for sure. My one down builds are pretty, basic. They're all the same. I've seen a lot of one down builds from other content creators, so I'm just focusing on maybe helping people figure out some things about how to make a build. So this is a critical build that I'm using. It is the grinder perk deck. I will be using a shotgun as my primary, the ISMA 12 gauge to be precise. The micro Uzi will be my secondary. There is a lot of DLC involved with this build. I guess after I make this one, maybe I should go back and see what I can do about making one comparable without any DLC, which, as a matter of fact, that's what I'll do. So just to get to it, I'll make this build first and I'll show you guys what I've got. Here in Mastermind, I go over to controller and I take basic force friendship, basic joker, ace partners in crime. The extra durable joker affords you more than just him being able to take more punishment. You get a 10% increase in movement speed as well as a 30% increase in your health. Joker obviously allows you to get it converted, so that's good. Here I take a basic 1 point and put it in basic stable shot in the sharpshooter branch, and then Enforcer and Shotgunner I'll take basic underdog to get up an ace shotgun impact as well as close by. For this build, I'm only needing the ace portion of this skill that involves shotguns with magazines and the 15 shell increase. That's the only reason why I'm getting this skill. Hip firing and all that, you might enjoy that. That's not my thing. Shotgun impact is really overkill. I could take this off and this build works totally fine, but I found that the extra 10% damage just allows me to keep ammo in the shotgun as opposed to run it dry. Here in tank I get resilience and ace that one. Flashbang reduction is more important than the 15% armor recovery rate, but it comes hand in hand, but definitely want that flashbang effect reduced. I take Die Hard Aced for the 50% less damage while interacting with objects is good. The increased armor value in the ballistic vest is what I was really after. 20 added to the ballistic vest. The lightweight ballistic vest, which is all the grinder can use, it's a nice buff, so to speak. Here I normally would take shock and awe and ace it because shields are so much more deadly now than I ever remembered, and when you pop a few rounds at them they'll stumble and stagger, and that really helps. But I've gotten used to it, kind of use it as a crutch, so I wanted to go the other way and see if I couldn't focus more on headshots and get my armor back, so it really doesn't matter at that point. I can work out shields. I can run around them and do some slick moves to get past them and get them at my leisure. But yeah, it's a new skill I'm using, Bullseye Ace, and it's really cool. It allows you to get back your armor when you get a headshot. It can only happen every 2 seconds, but when you're acing it, it's benefit because you're getting 25 armor back. And my total armor value when I add basic Iron Man to it is 130, so if I can get some headshots in, I can pretty much keep my health up and stay alive. Here in Technician, I do love using the engineer skill of Jack of all trades. That's my favorite. I love being able to carry extra stuff, and it does come in handy, but it is an option. You can get rid of this and put those 12 points elsewhere. I'm not going to go into any detail as to where you could use it, but I'm sure you'll figure that out once you get this and start tweaking it, because all these builds are everyone's builds. Use them, tweak them, play with them, get rid of some stuff, whatever you want to do, make it your own. Here, Breacher, I take basic drill skills with Hardware Expert and Drill Sergeant, and I'll take some increase in my trip mines and shape charges with more firepower, which comes in very handy, especially in missions like Hoxton Breakout, which I'll do a run of the Breakout so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here in the Oppressor tree, I ace Steady Grip because I've never been, nor will I ever claim to be, a great head shooter. That's why I'm grabbing Bullseye Ace. Maybe I'll fix that, but still, I like the weapon accuracy and stability increase this gives me. Surefire Ace, increasing your magazines by 15 more bullets when you're using SMGs, LMGs, and assault rifles. That's a good thing. But acing it, the ranged weapons can pierce through enemy body armor. That's why I'm really after this skill, because I'm using buckshot, and if it hits them in the vest that they're wearing that's bulletproof, I won't get that hit. So I'm just getting all the scores I can with anything I'm shooting at the enemies at this point with Surefire Aced. Now lock and load, that's a skill that really blends well with the ESMA, believe it or not, even though it doesn't call out shotguns benefiting from this skill. I want the ace version, where killing 2 enemies with SMGs, LMGs, assault rifles, or special weapons that are used on auto fire mode, they'll increase your reload speed up to 100%. There is a catch: if you have any more than 20 rounds in your magazine, the reload speed is reduced by 1%. So if you're over the total amount that you need to be, the minimum amount you'll get is 40% on your reload speed increase, which is definitely better than most skills anyway. So the only catch is they have to be used in auto fire mode. Doesn't have to be locked through the custom mod either. It can be set, switch back and forth. When you're in single fire, it won't work. When you're in auto fire, it will work. Body expertise, that's simply to help out the pretty low numbers that my secondary is going to do, even though it really puts out extreme damage. But using body expertise along with a critical build using low blow, like I will get to in a second, that's just going to make my secondary really nasty if anyone gets in front of it, including dozers. It's got such a high rate of fire that it's really useful for taking out dozers, or anyone else for that matter. Now here in Artful Dodger, basic movement skills, I'll take duck and cover basic as well as parkour. This one's just giving you more movement speed, even an increase to climbing ladders. Duck and cover is an increase in your stamina regeneration as well as your sprinting speed. Give you a little quicker speed when you run. Inner pocket sets to help with concealment. I want to keep my melee weapon concealable as possible, so my detection risk doesn't go very high. Now here in Silent Killer, I'll take second wind basic to go up the tree and ace optical illusions and the professional. Professional is a skill that helps me with stability, accuracy, and that 100% snap to zoom speed with silenced weapons is a really good benefit for me. I'm so quick on target because of it. And not to mention it helps my not so good accuracy as a player. Optical illusions, that's just allowing me to use silenced weapons without taking a concealment penalty, as well as increasing my concealment, so I don't have to spec any higher into low blow than basic, which gives me that 30% increase in critical damage, which only happens if my detection risk remains low. So I'll move over to the fugitive tree, and in its final branch I take martial arts basic as well as bloodthirst basic in the brawler tree, and those skills are going to allow me to use a melee weapon. With these 2 weapons I can really put out some serious killing. I can take out a lot of enemies, and if I use this, it's almost like a smart bomb. I wait to use it, and when something very bad like a dozer gets in my face, I'll give him a couple hits with this thing. And that bloodthirst skill, it's ridiculous how much damage you can actually put out with the ice pick, the katana, any other weapons that are 70. There's the Verdugo, the Spear of Freedom, and I think the Rescoye, I believe is what it's called. But either way, if they're at 70, I mean, those are the highest damage weapons. This is one of them, but The best thing about this one as opposed to the others, and it doesn't make it better, it's just the concealment. I can get 32 with this one. The others I might get close to 31, but I want to stay below 5, so that's why I'm using the ice pick. Now the Molotov cocktail, that's my preferred throwable. That's just how I roll. You choose what you want. Using the grinder perk deck, the lightweight ballistic vest through the skills has been modded up to 130 in armor value, so I can still keep my movement speed up and still have a fair amount of armor to protect myself. And when I'm using that with bullseye, I should be able to keep that up fairly consistently. Now the equipment, since I am using more firepower basic, I'll bring trip mines because I'm going to do a Hoxton breakout, so this will be the reason why I'm bringing trip mines. But you can bring anything as far as a primary deployable. You can choose that in menu. If not, you want to check that secondary. I believe you have to go in and do it this way. So but for the most part, that's how I'm going to use this build. And yeah, as always, I hope it's a use to you. Love my guy Soko. I kind of get jealous when I see other players using them, but I'm getting over that slowly. But as always, take care, be well, and good games, everyone.
Enemy has no more medicine. Put your fucking hands up. Now down on your knee. Put your handcuffs on.
We'll get you eventually.
Access granted.
Put your bloody hands up! Hands up!
Got my file. Let's see what they have on me.
Sniper taking care of. Medic is down.
Come on, you wankers. Get that power up again.
Taser eliminate. Taser got wiped.
Power's back on, but I've got to reboot things here.
A key card will get into the armory. Sure must be plenty of ammo inside.
Sydney, come with me.
A little tiny hiccup. There's a server missing in here. Lord says it was taken to the IT department for maintenance. We need that server, so you're gonna have to retrieve it.
Enemy has no more medicine.
IT are nearby. Get over there, find the server, and haul it back.
You're gonna keep a low profile in here.
Good work, fellas. You're clear. They'll be back for more, so don't mess around.
Spotted a bulldozer. Can somebody spare a medic bag?
I'll get to work. Cover me.
Come on, Frankie, get a move on this. I see a bulldozer. Paul, come with me. Boy, Circle, follow me. Move, move. Here's a first aid kit.
One less bulldozer.
Take your 6. Tough response are rolling in.
Guess I
Put your motherfucking hands up. Here. Now hands up.
It's our last time.
Enemy has no more medicine.
took care of the sniper.
Kill the bull.
Ah, shite. These interview files are locked. Can only be unlocked with approval from the director himself. Fuck me, this goes to the top. Any of you guys fancy being king for a day?
Hey,
Over your weapon. Stay back. Sniper. Too scared of the sniper. Put your hands up. Put them up.
Well done. Take
Kneel
the
down.
jacket from custody.
Put your cup. Drop it. On your knee. Cut it.
Back to work. Keep me covered.
Reach for the sky.
All right, Rattler, that's the railway.
Now, now.
Sit this down.
Got the taser. Look out, medic. Enemy has no more medicine.
Civilians are an asset. You kill them, they're gone.
Drop the weapon, now! Get on your knee! Hands up! Put your handcuffs on! Now down on your knee! Cuffs on!
Hey, cover! Cover me!
Hands up! Up! Get down on your knee! Put your fucking hands up!
Got a little
Here!
problem, lads. Server is all bollocked up with
Get your hands
encryption.
up!
Take 8
Get
days
your
to
hands
crack, so
up,
we need encryption
motherfucker!
keys. Security office should have some.
One less taser! Oh shit! Taser! Tasers go! Shield! For fuck's sake! Got a shield! Don't touch that grenade! Get clear! Grenade! Got the shield! The shield's dead! Hands up! Up! On your knee! Cuffs on! Put your motherfucking hands up! Get your hands up, motherfucker! Now down on your knee! Down on your knee! Put your cuffs on! And off with the cuffs! Grenade! Kill the medic!
Tear gas incoming. Stay clear and wait for it to die down.
Taser down! Medic is down. Sydney, follow me now! Taser John! Get your hands up! It's a taser! Keep him back! Taser! Taser down! Taser got white! Get him up! Get on your knee! Cut! Put him up!
Okay.
Put your hands up! Drop on your knees! Cuffs on! Shield down! Get clear! Grenade! Drop! Shield eliminated! Cover your ear! Put your motherfucking hands up! Get your hands up! The shield's dead! Got the shield! Shield's history! Drop the weapon now! Get down on your knees! Enemy has no more medicine! Get your hands up! Drop! Hands up! Up! It's a taser! Keep him back!
Tactical advance. Watch the right.
Taser! Got the taser!
Tactical.
One less taser! Medic is down!
Got what you deserve. Fully cover. Retreating. Cover me.
Shield down! Shield
I've
history!
copied all the information I found to this server. Grab the server and let's get out of here.
One less shield! Let's move! Shield
Good,
down!
fellas. No time for relax. Get the job done. You're making good progress. Get cracking. The feds will do everything they can to stop you from leaving. Get out of there. Hurry!
Sniper down! Fast!
It's down.
I need the fucking medic back!
Those guys
Shield down! Shield eliminated! Shield down! Put your fucking hands up!
Give it all you got!
On your knee! Dallas! Follow me!
No one will look twice at us in this ride. Get in!
Good work. We've got a ton of info that needs to be looked through. Enough to track down that backstabbing wanker. Fuck me, I can't believe someone ratted me out. And then Willie